Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Art of the Round. My name is Mello. When we talk about creating art, we often hear two terms thrown around, pace and speed. But what do they really mean? And how do they impact our creative process? In this video, we're going to explore the significance of both of those things, not just in our artwork, but how we work to achieve our desired results. There's this pervasive myth that the faster you create, the more productive you are. And sometimes, as an artist, the pressure to churn out work quickly, as if the speed at which you produce art is a direct reflection of your talent or skill. But is that really true? And I think we've all been there, right? We're working on something and you're feeling the pressure to get it done, whether it's from a self-imposed deadline, or maybe it's a commission, or just from our own self-criticism of trying to get something done. And what happens? We rush through the process, sacrificing quality for quantity, and often ending up with a piece that doesn't quite live up to our vision. When we focus on speed, we're often sacrificing thoughtfulness and deliberation for the sake of getting something done quickly. But when we focus on pace, we're taking the time to really think through our creative decisions, to experiment, to try new things, and to refine our skills. That's where we start to see real growth, an improvement in our art, maybe. So what does it mean to work at a good pace? What does it mean to slow down and focus on the process rather than the end result? This pressure to produce quickly can be overwhelming, and it's something that many artists and myself struggle with. But it's also something that many artists use to deter from drowning in front of a blank canvas or a page or whatever. And speed in the context of an artist is relative. An artist who takes time for themselves to build on his craft for a few hours a day, every day, will seem to progress at lightning speeds when you start to compare from where they started and where they end up. But let's not go that far. Let's talk about the initial creative process of one piece. How can speed work for you in this point? This is how. You're constantly coming up with ideas at rapid pace. You're sketching quickly. You're not caring at this point about structure and composition. You're just building the story. You're building the backgrounds. You're building the world of what you're trying to do. And speed in note-taking and sketching and gesture drawing is all pivotal at this point. It's really important to get everything out. You're throwing everything in the wall and see what sticks, so to speak. And when all of those things are taken care of, this is where pace comes in. Because everything involved from the beginning, middle, and end of your creative process has to have balance. For me, it's all about listening to my intuition. When I'm working on a piece, I try to tune into my inner voice to sense when I'm rushing through something and when I need to slow down. Now, I'm not always successful, but I do hear myself going, slow down. And a lot of that time is in the beginning of the process because I'm so excited to either see it realized that I rush. I rush the painting, I rush the wash, I rush the blending, and then all of a sudden, very early in my painting process, I begin to feel constricted. So it's about being present in the moment and trusting that the process will unfold as it should. And I think that's the key. You got to trust yourself, you got to trust the process, and trusting the art will emerge at its own sweet time. There is a reason why there's a point in every drawing process or painting called the ugly stage. And that stage is brutal. It really is. Because sometimes it lasts a long time. But this is where being in the moment and being patient will help you. Taking a moment, stepping away, pausing. If you were working on a medium like I am with gouache, you don't have a risk of having your paint palette dry out. I'll cover it with something at times and step away. I've learned on while using this product that it's okay to take a step back in between, in what's considered the halfway point. When I was painting the Sonic, the first layer or so, I was hating it. And I was so, hating is a strong word, but I was so discouraged. I was so discouraged. And I was in my mind like, it's not doing what I want it to do. Nothing's happening. And then I stopped. I said, let me just wait. Let me wait. Let me wait for this thing to dry. And then it started to take shape. I'm an emotional artist, guys, I'll tell you. It doesn't matter if it's Sonic. It doesn't matter if it's a portrait of somebody that I love. I feel the weight of every stroke on my paintings. So what's the takeaway from all of this? I think it's this. Pace and speed are not the same thing, obviously, and understanding the difference between them can be a complete game changer for your art. It really could. By first using speed in the idea process, ask all your questions at that stage, all the what ifs, and explore every avenue. This is your time to go nuts. Then, when you find the one piece that you're gonna go, that's the one I'm working on, you start slow. You start building out. Switch your focus and your pace. And doing so can cultivate a deeper sense of creativity. You'll be in that world. Nuances and subtlety will come out into your work. And we, as artists, can start to create things that are not just technically proficient, but also emotionally resonant and deeply meaningful. And just silly, beautiful, emotional, whatever it is that you're trying to create. So there it is. Thanks so much for joining me. If you've had any experiences before with struggling with pace versus speed in your creative journey, please share them below. Look, the cornerstones of this channel are community, discovery, and sharing. So I would love to hear your thoughts, your suggestions, and your concerns. Quickly, before I sign off, today is September 26th, 2024, obviously, which means that Hurricane Helen is soon approaching or has already gotten here. So I just wanted to say to my family, friends, and neighbors who are going to go through it, God protect you, God be with you. Please take care of yourself, others, your neighbors, and the elderly. And I'll see you when the sun breaks. My name is Mel. As always, enjoy you later. Bye-bye.